In this video, we're going to take a look at an example of how to solve a fractional equation. So a fractional equation will have, of course, fractions, and variables will be all over the place. So in my example, we're going to have actual variables in the denominator of one part and the numerator in another part, just to make it fun. Okay, so we have that plus 2 equal x plus 4. Now let's do x minus 4. So x minus 4 over x minus 5. Okay, so I wanted a lot to be happening in this equation because I wanted us to take all our skills that we've learned so far and put them together. So first of all, we need to simplify. And when we're simplifying, what needs to happen first? And if you said factor, that is correct. We need to make sure that everything that can be factored is factored first and foremost. So we have x squared minus 7x plus 10. Factoring it, we need two numbers that multiply to 10 and add to get negative 7. And their two numbers are negative 5 and negative 2. So we have x minus 5 and x minus 2. Excuse the noise in the background. Okay, plus 2 equal, and now there's nothing to factor on this side, so we can just rewrite. Okay, so now the next step when you're adding or subtracting is to find a common denominator. And your common denominator needs to be the lowest common multiple of all your denominators. So the lowest common multiple of this, there's nothing here, so we can actually just put that over 1. So the lowest common multiple of this, this, and this. So, and we're just looking at the denominators. So the lowest expression that is a common multiple to this, this, and this would be x minus 5 times x minus 2. So we're going to get everything over that. So again, x minus 5, x minus 2, and something else over here equal to x minus 5, x minus 2. So we are going to get that everywhere in this equation. Now we don't have to change our 3 here because it's already over x minus 5, x minus 2. So we can just rewrite that 3. Now we have to ask ourselves the question, what do I have to multiply 1 by in order to get to x minus 5, x minus 2? All right, so you most likely know that we just have to multiply by x minus 5, x minus 2. So here we have 1 times x minus 5, x minus 2, but we have to do the same thing to the top. So we're going to have to multiply that by x minus 5, x minus 2. And that will give us 2 times x minus 5, x minus 2. All right. Now over here, we already have x minus 5, so we're going to have to multiply it by x minus 2 in order to get to our common denominator. And whatever we do to one side, of course, we have to do, well, whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So then we have x minus 2 here. Okay, so now over on the right side, we're going to have x minus 4 times x minus 2. We have so much going on here, but good news. Seeing that we have x minus 2 here, x minus 5, x minus 2, x minus 5, x minus 2, and x minus 5, x minus 2. They're all the same. We can actually ignore them. And that's the beauty of this stuff right here. All of that goes. So really what we have, and there's supposed to be a plus sign here, what we have is that 3 plus 2 times x minus 5, x minus 2, and I'm just rewriting our numerator, is equal to x minus 4, x minus 2. Nice. So now all we have to do is simplify this and solve. Well, I make it sound like that's nothing, but we'll see. All right, let's FOIL this first. So there's a lot of different ways we could go about doing this, but I choose to FOIL what I can FOIL. And by FOIL, I mean just multiply out our expressions that we have here. Okay, so first we have this times this, which gives us x squared. Then outer, we have here minus 2x. Inner, right here, minus 5x. And last, over here, plus 10. And all of this is multiplied by 2, and we have that 3 over here. All right, let's FOIL the other side. First, outer, inner, last. Okay, first times first gives us x squared, outer, minus 2x, inner is minus 4x, and last is plus 8. All right, before we do any more multiplication, let's simplify the two things that we just found. So I'm just rewriting that 3 plus 2, x squared, join my like terms, minus 7x plus 10 equals x squared minus like terms 6x plus 8. Okay, now we can distribute our 2. And it looks like I've just run out of space. So let's make sure we have enough space to work with here. All right, so we have here 3 plus, and I'm distributing the 2, 2x squared minus 14x plus 20 will give us x squared minus 6x plus 8. All right, so if you haven't figured it out by now, look at your exponents. What type of equation are we dealing with here? That is correct. It is a quadratic. It's a quadratic because the highest exponent is 2. Now, because it's a quadratic, we're going to try and get everything over to one side to make it equal to 0 so we can factor and solve. All right, so I'm going to, for that reason, take x squared away from this side, add 6x to this side, and take 8 away from that side. And whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other side. So let's take x squared away from that side, add 6x, and subtract 8. Now notice I wrote everything to line up with its like term, so I don't have to deal with that later. All right, so let's do a rewrite here once again. We have 3 plus, now 2x squared minus x squared gives us x squared. And now we have negative 14x plus 6x gives us minus 8x. And we have here 20 minus 8 gives us plus 12. And all of that is equal to 0. We have 2 more like terms that we didn't deal with yet, so let's deal with them now. And I am really fishing for space here. Okay, cool. So we have a 3 over here, and we have a 12 over here. They are like terms because neither of them have x attached. So I am going to join them, and it's really 3 plus 12 gives us 15. So we have x squared minus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. So what was super crazy looking now comes down to this. Can we factor this and solve? So now we're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to get 15 and add to get negative 8. My 2 numbers that multiply to get 15 and add to get negative 8 are negative 5 and negative 3. So I'm going to factor all the way over here. So I'm going to work over here so I don't have to turn the page. So I'm factoring and I get x minus 5, x minus 3, and that is equal to 0. Which means that either x is equal to 5 or x is equal to 3. And we've solved our crazy looking equation.